Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Kibblings! Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack Podcast, episode 395. Peace out, Doug. He is out of the Nintendo Shack, kicked out. True. And so is Delvin. He's not here, so it's just me and Donnie today. Donnie, how are you?
Good. Tired.
Tired?
Yeah. It's been a long week of awesomeness, but long in general. I've had the week off, so I've been productive in the sense that I've gotten my Halloween stuff up by myself, which is nice.
You always go all out for Halloween, and I was just going to say, as I read that this is episode 395, I'm thinking, 5 weeks from now is episode 400. And you know what 5 weeks from now is?
Halloween?
Halloween.
That's crazy.
So Halloween weekend, we're going to have episode 400. You better be there.
Maybe I'll take that one off.
But no, you cannot. You cannot.
But besides doing that, I've been extremely lazy all week. I've slept in every day.
But that's what you're supposed to do when you have off from work.
I've ordered out multiple times.
It's called self-care. It's called mental health.
A lot of video games. That is exactly kind of how I've been. It's almost like I needed to take a vacation to play some video games. Mm-hmm. But I definitely took advantage. I definitely took advantage this week. That's what I've been doing. I played a lot of video games. Maybe even further. I don't know what that is. Even further, I played a lot of Switch 2. It's been quite a Switch 2 week. Uh-oh.
He's having a sneezing fit.
Oh, yeah, I hate when that happens.
He must have gotten in some dust or something.
Mm-hmm. So first and foremost, a ton of golf. Just an absolute shit ton of Hot Shots golf. I don't know how much I've played. I haven't checked my playtime, but I may have put in 10, 15, 20 hours this week. Wow. I played a lot.
Well, that's like your game now, right? You said that's
is.
the game you're going to be playing every day until the end of time?
Yeah, that is basically how I've always played those games, is they're a great filler. Like, I can sit there on the couch and watch a movie, a documentary, a show. My wife can watch a show, and I can sit there and go. I can watch, that's what all day yesterday, I watched football in the Ryder Cup and just played golf. So I've been doing a lot of that. I've been playing. Good. I played some other things.
Tell me.
I will say, the golf is great. Like, it's the patches, it keeps getting better. The golf is great. I really like it on Switch 2. We had a little golf night. I'm not sure if you caught that. I forget what day it was. Maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So one of those days, I played golf with the community. We had a little foursome. Ooh. Went out and started playing. On
Hot Shots Golf?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
And then the other day I bought this AverMedia Go Elite travel dock.
Okay.
And it's just like the other it's a power brick that has an HDMI port in it, and you plug it in and you run the cable, and it's a dock. It's a travel dock for your Switch 2.
How much does it cost? Because I need an extra dock, and I am not paying $90 for a dock.
This one's $100.
Oh, then you might as well just freaking buy a regular one.
But it's also a capture card.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. So the other day I had Sean help me, and I set it up to stream, and I was streaming playing golf in the Discord. Just by myself. I was just sitting there playing golf for hours, and people would come in and out, and I was just golfing. I was like, well, I'm sitting here, I might as well. Well, one, I bought the dog, so might as well try to use it, and then two,
I thought I saw you guys on Discord. I wasn't sure. You didn't do the podcast on there last week?
No.
That's what you were doing on there then?
Yeah.
You were streaming golf.
I was just golfing, and people were dropping in and saying hi, and I might do a little bit more of that, because we had a few folks.
I'll jump in next time. I thought y'all were
like
recording.
The foursome. We got it up. I think we had like 10 people at one point. 10 or 12 folks were just hanging out. There was like 3 or 4 as a Dash and D Life. We were playing golf, but then we had like 5, 8 other people that were just hanging out while we were playing golf.
Yeah, I would jump in and just chill, even if I'm not playing, just to watch.
That's why I did it. Like, I don't want to like. I've never been like one to like stream my games. Like, I don't want to like stream on Twitch and YouTube and stuff. But like, the thing that has gotten me over the years is, and I did it last night again, is sometimes I'll just jump in the chat with Sean while he's streaming, just hang out with folks. So like, yeah, we may have these little hangouts. We might do a little bit.
And
more
you
of
can
this.
do that now with the Switch 2 game share,
The game
where I
share.
can hop in and watch and chat with you if I didn't have Discord.
Yeah, game share. Okay, so outside of the golf, which I'm having a blast with, I also played a lot of Mario Kart.
Tell me.
Because
they did do updates.
Yeah, they did updates. We talk about it when we get to the news, but
Okay.
one of the main thing is now when you collect switches and medallions, they put them on the map, so you can actually like track and log what you've done versus what you haven't
Should
done.
have been day one.
Yeah, kind of. So I've been mostly doing that. I don't know why that is, because like people made their own maps and stuff. I just didn't want to mess with it. But now that that's there, not that I'm trying to like 100%. It was more like it just gave me an excuse to try and play it again.
Right.
So I did
And
go
if
in
you see,
and
like an area on your map that has like a lot of bare spots, you can be like, there's like a part over here that I haven't really checked out. And
it makes waiting for the next race to start a lot better, knowing like I don't feel like it's completely wasted, like just a lobby. It's not just a lobby. Like now I'm doing something in addition to the lobby, whereas before, when I first did it, like when it launched the way that it used to be, like without being able to track your progress and stuff, I would jump into an online race and then it would drop you into free roam while you wait. And sometimes like, that wait is like a decent little wait, right? Like,
it depends. Yeah. When you're playing with friends, you can make it 10 seconds, but I think online it's automatically 30.
Yeah. So I would just like put the controller down and like look at my phone before. Whereas now, like
a lot of people do.
The other night I saw a challenge block and I was like, well, I'll go try to do that in between. And it almost made it a little bit more fun because then it was like the race is starting. So I was like, no, I'm not ready.
You gotta do it before the timer, right?
But I jumped around. The challenges are fun, again, kind of filler. I'm sitting there watching TV. My wife's watching a movie. And now I can open up free roam, not trying to, like, just literally driving around. And if I see something, try to do it. Like, just kind of waste time.
Nobody's trying to, like, go out of their way to 100% that game. I mean, if you are, good for you. But, like, I don't feel like that's one that people are, like, so fussed about.
I do.
And I wonder if, like, some of these changes, and we'll talk about them, like, should have been there. Maybe were intended to be there on day one, but, like, they might have been, they had to get the game out to be with the Switch 2.
Yeah.
They had to, like, make sure that all of the essentials were ready to go. And then, put these couple things
maybe
after launch for that reason.
I played a lot of the online stuff, which, like, I think that's the major changes. They've kind of brought back being able to pick courses that aren't connector courses. And that dominates online, or at least it did last night for me. I played online for about 2 hours, and I think 95% of every choice was that.
Yeah.
They should really, like, maybe flip that ratio, and you should have 2 track options and 1 connector, because it doesn't seem like anybody wants to pick the connector courses ever. Which, like, I don't know, like, I kind of get, and then, like, I don't mind the connector courses because they are, like, it's different. It's almost like the Sonic thing where you get, like, 2 laps of 2 courses, so it's like, it's not bad. But I do like the variety, the diversity of just having completely different tracks. Like, that's the problem with the connector courses is if you play on them multiple times, it all feels very samey.
And they're also shorter, too. Once you get through the connector part, it's just 1 lap. I do think the connector courses work out well when you're playing knockout mode or the knockout tour. I don't know how much you've played of that, but, like, just the continuous, just going for, like, 5 different tracks and connecting in between them. I play a little bit of that like as a warm up before I play another game, and it, like, just gets me mad enough to, like, go to a nice calm game. Because now, like, the only people that are still playing the game are people who are really good. All of the casuals, I feel like, dropped the game.
It is frantic. It is
very frantic. Yes.
It's just constant.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a good mode for the connector courses. And you're right. I think they need to just be a little bit more lenient about what you can pick when you're voting online.
Yeah, just, I don't know, just that part of it feels old, feels antiquated. It's like we've been doing that for, it's like, how did you go backwards from, 12 years ago? Like, it's Mario Kart 8. It's like, I feel like we should have like 9 choices for tracks, like 10, like make it a lot, especially when you added so many extra players to vote. It's like, well, then why are you only giving us like 3? Like, why do we have 12?
Because I think they want you to be able to experience all of the courses. And if you were able to pick so many, it would just be like the top 5 favorites every single time.
Yeah. And maybe they just need more content, like they may just need a lot more courses if we're not counting like the connectors. But anyway, I have been enjoying Mario Kart mostly for the last 2 or 3 days. I've played it for a couple hours each day.
Good. It's not dead.
And last, because of some other news that we got about ukulele, I decided to purchase Pac-Man World 2, the Return of the Pack, or whatever the hell it's called. Have you ever played it?
I have played the original as a child. I didn't like it. Okay.
Pac-Man World 2 Repack.
But I think I'm just a platform hater.
Definitely. You definitely are. So I bought the first one when it was on sale last year, or maybe the year before, I don't remember. But I got a cheap deal, and I started playing it, and it was fine, but I would describe it to people as like, it was very like rudimentary, simple, 3D platformer game. I know, like very similar to like, I don't even want to say like good games, like a step below something like a Spyro for sure. Like kind of like an indie or 3D platformer, kind of like what you're used to when you see those sorts of things. Like that's kind of where Pac-Man was. And I was like, it's fine. Like it's not bad, but it's not good either. It's not doing a whole lot. Pac-Man World 2, a lot better, like a lot better. Now this is a game that is on par with a Spyro, with a Crash, not a Mario or anything like that, but that step below, but still very good. A ukulele, something like that. And I'm actually having a real good time with it.
Is it because it's the remaster, or because of the original game is that good?
I don't know. I never played the original.
Because I have it on PS2.
Yeah, I never played
the box
that
right over there.
So one thing that I did see, and this somebody kind of almost tipped me on buying it because I was kind of on the fence. It's cheap, which I liked. Like that's why I wanted to get it, because it's real cheap. It's only $30. But I came across, I think it was a Reddit. Yeah, it was a Reddit post, and somebody was like, you can kickflip now like on the ground as an attack. You don't have to jump and kick. So I think in the original, to kick, you had to jump and then kick.
So maybe some improvements to the controls.
So now you can just, like, it's just an attack, like a Mario's kick or Sonic's spin or something. But I like the bounce that he can do. It's like almost like a triple, quadruple jump where you can keep doing like the ground pound. And then that with the flip and the float, it's different. Like it's a unique, it feels a different kind of 3D platformer because of those movements. Those movements are different. But yeah, I'm liking it more than I expected to, I think, even. It looks really nice. Of course, it is a remaster. I like when you can unlock these sections where you can like jump on this pack dot chain, and it's almost like you fly like a Super Mario World, like it'll like tour you through. That's really cool. I'm like, this is kind of like, I haven't liked a non-arcade Pac-Man game ever, and I've always kind of wanted to. Also,
what other ones are there?
Why
have
is
you played?
Pac-Man like a square? Like, why is he so lame? Pac-Man's a narc man.
Maybe that's why I didn't like. I'm going to be completely honest. I do not have really any memory of like what the game is. I just remember having it for the PS2 and thinking this is really like kind of lame.
Well, he is kind of lame. Like in the cutscenes and stuff, he's very like Leave It to Beaver. I'm like, why is he like this? Like, who decided to make him the most prudish square of the mascots? Yeah, so my knowledge of this game basically came from watching Nintendo stuff on YouTube over the decades. Like, my impression is that kind of kids like you, Rebecca, just a little bit younger than me, they like this game. Like, it's a big thing with, like, it's kind of like I have found a few games like this, where like the kids or like Jack or like Victoria's friends like tip me off to something, and yeah, like
2002. Mm-hmm. So I would have been in like second grade.
So I think maybe I missed this one back in the day, and
maybe third grade.
I'm enjoying it. I think it's worth $30 for most people, and if you can get it on sale, I'm sure at Black Friday you'll be able to get it for $20. That'll be a great little Switch kit.
I did see a comparison video between the two, and it does look really nice compared
really
to the
sharp
first one. Like the first one looks really
colorful.
like pretty bad actually, but the remake looks pretty good. Like a lot of good textures. Like they really improved, I think, a lot of the like what the design of like what the environment looks like.
Yeah.
Which is good. It does not look like a really crappy PS2 game anymore.
No. And I like how the ghosts are implemented. Like you have these sections where there's like it's 3D, but there's a maze of dots, and if you either find like the power pellet or the or you eat enough of the dots without getting hit by the ghost, you turn into like giant Pac-Man, and then you can like eat everything. It's very Mario, where like you would get real big and then smash the whole level. It's good. Like I get it. I get what the kids are saying because like it is good. Like no, but this one's good though. I'm having fun with it. For a cheap game, yeah. It's better than, it's well priced because I think it's
good.
I think it's a better game than most $30 games.
Yeah, I feel like that one's kind of going under the radar.
Yeah, and I don't know if Pac-Man just doesn't have that sort of reach, you know. Like I've only just played, like I've only really enjoyed just like Pac-Man Arcade or like Pac-Man DX, but like there's like the Pac-Man Ghost game. Where I've tried to do this a few times where there's like a 3D or a 2D Pac-Man game and they all just feel like cheap, you know, mockumentaries of other games.
Yeah.
Like this feels good. This is like if
good.
This is good. Like if they just keep doing this, I'd keep buying it. So
yeah, I feel like Pac-Man, even, you know, everybody loves the original arcade, but like as a character, like kind of hard to make him into like a Mario or a Sonic or a, you know, type of
you can definitely tell with these games they're trying to make him break out of his mold.
I don't know that we need to do that.
I do understand that. I don't know if people want that, especially with him having such lame character. You know, he's just like, good golly, let's go rescue the town. It's like, what is this golden retriever? Like, what is this? Why is Pac-Man like this?
You know, it was bad enough that they put him into Smash. It's like that design is okay. You know, all right, sure. He's iconic. There you go. Good. I'm glad that you have been getting a lot of enjoyment out of these games, especially in your time off from work. Such a good time to, you know, be able to just relax and play things. And
I've done this
good mental health energy.
It's my 4th year in a row where I just schedule a week off around the beginning of October. Just set up my decorations. Decorations take at least 2 or 3 days to really get going. And it's just nice to take the break from work. You know, like I feel like I need these more and more the older I get.
Yeah.
So,
In other countries, you would have that time off without needing to like use up sick days or time off days or whatever. Just saying.
I'm very lucky at my work that I have a lot of paid time off. It's one of the benefits being a government employee. The part that I struggled with for a very long time was actually using that benefit. And with my boss having left and all the changes and everything that I've gone at work, I've really kind of leaned into. I've taken more time off from work this year than I think I've ever taken off. It's also it's not hurting that I'm basically up against the cap. I have a cap on how many hours I can hold accrue. And I'm at the cap of that. So if I don't start taking it, I'll just start losing hours.
You lose it, yeah.
So I'm not doing that. So like, I think even my wife was like, is your boss okay with this? I'm like, they got to get used to it. Like I have no other alternative. The alternative is just like give up benefit.
I know. And I struggle with that too, because like if I take off, it's like all hell breaks loose. I mean, it's gonna break loose even if I'm there, but like if I'm not there, it's like it doesn't get taken care of, and then I come back to
place for
a mess.
10 or 12 years where I basically would take off like maybe 1 week a year.
Yeah,
for like 10 years. Now I've taken, I think this year I've taken off like maybe 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. And even when I'm not taking off like extended breaks, I basically have 2 long weekends scheduled a month because I have to. Like I have to, or I lose the time. Mm-hmm. So I'm very lucky that my direct supervisor, she totally gets it. She's like, yeah, you need to keep taking more time.
That's important. Yeah.
Yeah. So
very, very good. I've played more Breath of the Wild Nintendo Switch 2 edition this week.
Ooh.
I'm just doing it, a little bit each night. I'm not stressing myself out. Some of the shrines I remember, and I'm like, oh God, I remember this one. Some of them I'm like, I really do not remember doing this ever before in my life, but I did. So it's good. It's a good mix. I got a horse. I love just like exploring around. A lot of things that I don't remember. A lot of things that I feel like maybe I'm finding for the first time. Like, I don't know, maybe I just did it and like forgot about it. But like some of the Koroks, I'm like, I really don't ever remember seeing this before. I tried to do the Zelda notes. I haven't tried it again this week. I tried it last time, like at the very beginning, and then the first time that we talked about it last week. I kind of got annoyed by it. I said that I would try it again. I haven't yet, but I probably should because, everyone's vouching for it. And you told me I can turn off like the annoying, like
the sensor
and
ping
stuff.
stops.
The sensor ping.
Turn that off.
Oh, hi, Boo.
Do you have a good tablet?
No.
That I found that really helped for me is I stopped using my phone. I used my tablet and I would set it up. I would get like a little stand and I would set up my iPad in front of me.
Yeah.
And it was almost like having like a Wii U type experience.
Yeah, I feel like that would be really good because like on my phone, it's just like...
It's like small.
Yeah.
One, it's smaller, right? The tablet, like I would have it, I told you, I would have it set to the map where I'm tracking Zelda notes. And the crazy thing about it is when it connects to your game session, I don't know how this is being done. I think some of the listener told us before. When it connects to your game session, when you sync it, GPS tracks you at all times. Mm-hmm. It knows where you are and
it's pretty live too.
Yeah, and it's really
I was surprised.
Accurate. Like elevation, like it knows the whole thing. I was like, this is crazy. So I would basically like kind of like how you drive around with maps on. I basically play Breath of the Wild like that, like with the GPS. It was awesome.
The very first time I was looking at it, I was like, I moved and then I was like waiting for it to like update where I was. And I was like waiting. And then I realized like, wait a second. And I moved again and it like pretty much moved almost in real time. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah.
It already did it before I even had a chance to look at it.
You can turn around and the icon knows that you're now facing the different direction. Like it's really accurate. So
yeah, I don't know how it does that.
Again, I know I waxed poetic about it forever back in June, but I can't recommend it enough. It added so much to the experience. It made the experience feel new. This is a game that I had beaten 3 times up to that point. And on my 4th time, I felt like I experienced Breath of the Wild in a new way that I had never previously done before.
That's great. And I feel like that's like a good addition for like the Switch 2 version, like especially for the people who had to pay to upgrade it. Like if you didn't have Switch Online and you weren't already getting it for free, like that's, I think, a good incentive to do so because like you said, it is, we all say, I wish that I could experience Breath of the Wild for the first time again. I wish I could, I'll never be able to do that again. And you're right, you won't, but like, this is maybe the next best thing or the next closest thing. I learned a lot doing that. About
NPCs or villages or like, even like ruins. Like I would come across a broken bridge and then Zelda would give me the lore of that bridge and like why it's broken. I was like, oh, I definitely didn't ever pick up on any of this.
No, before. How would you? Yeah.
Yeah. That stuff, like to me, that last replay, that was essential. And I'm rather jazzed to one day like get into Tears of the Kingdom again. Like I'm kind of saving it for when I have like that.
Does it have all the same Zelda notes on that?
I think so. I think it has everything the Breath of the Wild does, and I think its Zelda notes maybe did. Oh yeah, it's got auto build, so that it does even more, where you can bring in the the Minecraft builds automatically.
What I need is in Tears of the Kingdom for the Zelda notes to explain what happened to all of these shrines and towers. Like, I'm still thinking about that stuff as I'm playing, but like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe playing Breath of the Wild again. Remember how I was like so adamant that I was like, Tears of the Kingdom made Breath of the Wild irrelevant.
Destroyed it, made it look like a demo.
Destroyed it, makes it look like, I will never need to go back to it because it has everything Breath of the Wild has, but does it better. I don't feel that way anymore.
Yay.
I'm kind of leaning back towards Tears of the Kingdom is stupid and Breath of the Wild is better.
No, I don't know. I love Tears of the Kingdom as well. But they're just, they're different. I do, what I want to joke about is I do remember that day. You were eating so much of the Tears of the Kingdom hype. I remember you said that. You were like, Tears of the Kingdom makes Breath of the Wild look like a tech demo. And I don't know if I could ever
I don't know if I said tech demo. I
know you did.
I said irrelevant. I said irrelevant.
Because what I feel like is, if anybody could find the clip, I have no idea what episode it's from. I feel like you could see it on my face. I remember when you said it, I was like, "Oh, we're about to fight." Like, I don't know about this one.
I still think that there are a lot of unanswered questions that Tears of the Kingdom
There's a lot of plot holes.
Address.
Yeah.
But I will say I do miss from Tears of the Kingdom as I'm playing Breath of the Wild. I do miss being able to like fuse stuff onto my sword. I don't really miss the building, like the being able to like fuse things together and like make like contraptions, but like being able to put like an amber on my club or like a a diamond on my sword or things like that. Like, being able to I do miss that just because I was making like really overpowered things like right off the bat.
I think in so many
Ascend
ways,
is fine. Rewind, I don't really miss Rewind.
I feel like I was too prepared for Tears of the Kingdom. Like I was able to like kind of see through its systems pretty quickly and just like maximize them. I want to replay Breath of the Wild differently. I want to like be more like Breath of the Wild. I want to just like wonder more. Like Breath of the Wild, I just kind of walk around and like get into shit and not let, like when I played when Tears of the Kingdom released, I was like very focused on like beating the main campaign, but also like cheesing all of these systems they give us to play with. Like how do I maximize? How do I get the most?
I basically didn't do the Fire Temple. I like totally cheesed that one.
So like I really my lasting memory of Tears of the Kingdom is how grindy it felt to me. But the reason it felt super grindy to me is because I definitely just did the grind for so long because I wanted to, maximize those batteries and maximize the builds. I wanted to take advantage of all of the tools they gave us. I kind of want to play it maybe more story-like and quit focusing so much on the min-maxing. But that's a problem because it gets real. I get real addicted to that kind of thing. That's why I like the shrine grind so much. It's a good grind. It's a fun grind. But I think I turned the game into the grind as opposed to, maybe a little bit more balanced playthrough.
See, I'm trying for Breath of the Wild. I'm trying to I feel myself I feel myself just wanting to go to like the next shrine and the next tower and like just do the objective. But like, I want to keep exploring and like take my time through it and like kind of go off the beaten path and
I think Zelda Notes really helps that.
Yeah, maybe
I'll try
it today. I'll try it today. Yeah.
My biggest complaint with that is I got real excited when the Zelda Notes, when I first kind of figured it out. I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. Let me go get a Chromebook and download the app so I can have it like on my laptop. It wouldn't run on Chromebook.
I was going to ask you to do that. The
app was restricted. It seemed like they restricted the app to just mobile devices. So
man,
yeah, lucky me, I had an iPad and it was a great fit. But like that would be my recommendation to listeners. I don't
have an iPad.
Is to find like a bigger display that you can set up in front of you on the coffee table or a little stool or something.
Yeah,
and then it feels like you're playing on the Wii U or the 3. Like you've got a screen in front of you. You kind of look down at it and look up and play. And like for a moment, I remember I was in Jason's DMs. I'm like, oh shit, dual screen Zelda's back. Like they did it. They did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt great.
Especially, you know, that map. We all miss that Wind Waker map as
Yeah.
you're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, you know, the beginning of the game, it's just like you have no stamina, you have 3 hearts, and it's like, I want to go do all these shrines so I can upgrade that, but like, I feel like I'm just like, I'm missing things, like I'm running past good things.
There is definitely
it's a tough balance.
I do the exact same thing in Breath of the Wild. Like I spend the first 10 hours like getting myself to a level that I can then freely explore. And yeah, I think you just gotta, and you can either grind that out.
Like I gotta go find Hestu so I can upgrade my inventory because I keep dropping good weapons.
There are I don't want to say like cheats, but there are hacks to speeding that up a bit.
Hacks?
There's like duplication methods that still work where you can like
tell me more. You
can double your hearts pretty quickly and your stamina pretty quickly. Like you just need like a couple.
Tell me more.
So you know the statue, the goddess statue in, I want to say is it Kakariko, where you can trade your essences, you can trade hearts for stamina and vice versa. You can game that system with a save and a dungeon to where you can essentially do that at will. So you could like give it 5 and then you do a little thing and make a save and then go back and grab it, and you still have your 5, so now you grab 5 more and you can kind of keep doing that over and over. So like I definitely deployed that like just to get my hearts and stamina up so then I could just play as I wanted to, as opposed to, you know, having to fight for survival the whole time.
So you don't need to do more shrines. You can just kind of.
I still did them, but yes.
Well, yeah. But you do them later.
They were fun, but yeah, I did them as I came across them, as opposed to let me do 12 of them right away.
Y'all never told me about this before today.
It's in our Zelda Notes channel. Like I definitely posted. I was sharing with everybody. I was like, guys, do this.
Chat's saying it's in Hateno. So
yeah,
if
that
I
might
Google
be. I always get those
or like
confused.
YouTube like a tutorial, it'll show me.
Yeah, I'll send you the YouTube guide.
Wow.
And then there are big weapons you can get early. Obviously, if you get Majora's Mask, you can go to the castle and get all of the
I already
Hylian stuff.
I already have like a level 50 weapon. Like I must have gone in some direction that I shouldn't have gone.
You can dupe those with the Zelda notes. So like once you get a Hylian shield, you can make 9 of them. there's Zelda notes makes replaying that game a lot more fun.
Yeah, you know, I cheated my way with duplication through Tears of the Kingdom.
My game of the year might be Zelda Notes.
Better.
It might be Zelda Notes. Like,
does the Switch 2 edition have all the DLC already?
The DLC is not included in the Switch 2 edition. You either have to buy that separately or already have it.
I already have.
That's something else I redid. That was the first time I ever redid the Master Trials.
I just don't know if I have it like activated. You know?
Oh, the Master Trials is so good. I forgot all about that.
Oh, I hated that.
Oh, so good, Rebecca. Oh, it's like
I'm so bad. See, here's the thing. I'm not patient when I'm playing games. I like to like rush through. You ever see me play The Last of Us? Oh my God, I am not a patient person. I try to like shoot my way through everything instead of stealthing. Can't do it.
That's okay. You can. Yeah, you can.
But then I die because I'm not ready because I don't have enough things.
The cool thing about Last of Us is the first couple times I played it, you know, my Resident Evil upbringing kind of precedes me, where I'm like holding on to everything, constantly fearful that I'm going to run out of bullets and ammo and everything. And then I've replayed The Last of Us like a dozen times. So in future playthroughs, what I discovered is the more you use the items, the more they show up. So if you actually just start using all the bombs ammo, like magically more will start appearing.
Yeah.
But they really make you feel like you're always going to run out of it.
So funny. I was like playing it The Last of Us to my friend, and he was like, okay, like you need to stealth your way through this, sneak past it. And I'm like, I'm just going to run and they're not going to catch me. And I'm just going to get to where I need to go. Because I can't shoot. I can't aim. Are you kidding me? I don't play these kind of games. I'm just going to run. And I'm going to punch him if he comes near me. I'm going to punch him to death.
What a great game.
And then I die. And the same thing with the Master Trials. I'm like, I don't need to like crawl around and try to get all of these fire arrows. I can just like slash my way through everything, and then it doesn't work, and then I die, and then I gotta start over, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. And it's the same thing with the tower of the whatever the Splatoon, what is it, the Spire Tower, That game, I had no patience. I just like I can't do it. I just die because I'm impatient, which is funny because I'm patient for everything else in my life except for when I'm playing a game. I have no patience.
That surprises me because you're such an Animal Crossing fan. I feel like that game at its root is like a very patient game.
Yeah, but I min-max that too. I go to the treasure islands and I gotta like time travel to like get through all the 5 days as fast as you can.
I played another game I played this week a bunch was the Hexen Heretic remake and like all of its extra episodes. I've been doing that. And playing the shooter, it's so funny you said the word because I just told Sean last night, like, I kind of want to play Splatoon. I haven't played Splatoon since Splatoon 3 came out. It's been like
there's a
2 or 3 years since I've played Splatoon.
Halloween Splatfest coming up this month.
Are the Splatfests still happening in Splatoon 2?
No.
Okay. Because Sean was like, play Splatoon 2. Because I don't have Splatoon 3, but I still have Splatoon 2.
You could still play it, though.
So I downloaded Splatoon. You can still do
Salmon Run. Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to play that. But I was kind of in the mood. I'm like, I'm in the mood for Splatoon. It's a shame we didn't see anything about Raiders.
I know.
Because I'm kind of feeling the itch.
And they're saying that it's rated in certain countries, like Brazil or Korea or something. I don't know.
I kind of want to play the Halloween Splatfest, though. That sounds fun. That's like exactly what I should do.
Yeah.
I may need to find a copy of Splatoon 3.
If I had it physical, I would lend it to you, but I don't have it digital.
All these years later.
That's too bad that I can't be on your family plan and lend it to you because we're far away from each other. That would have been convenient.
That's true.
Probably why they didn't want us doing that.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, great Switch week.
Yeah, good.
I love my Switch too. I'm so happy.
That's
with this little
good.
machine.
It's everything you wanted it to be.
It really is. Yeah.
I'm excited for this upcoming week because I have one day off from school on October 2nd.
What's that day?
Yom Kippur.
Okay.
Thursday. Friday, October 3rd, The Life of a Showgirl comes out. Taylor Swift.
My wife is going to that.
The album is coming out October 3rd.
Oh, I thought, is that the movie thing?
But then October 4th, I'm going to the movie.
What is that? Have you already told me this? I feel like I've already asked.
Yes, I did. I did already tell you, but I'll
is
tell
it
you
like
again.
A making of movie? Like, what is this?
Sort of. So we don't really know exactly, but what we do know is that
we're going to be there.
Here's what we do know: that it is the premiere of the music video for one of the songs. And then it is kind of like a behind the scenes making of with some tour footage and also behind the scenes in the music video.
Okay, so it is like a little documentary.
A little bit, kind of. And then it is a visual experience of the entire album. So it's like the lyrics and like cool visuals and just like all the songs. It's like a listening party kind of thing.
Got it. Okay, I got it.
And it is Mean Girls Day, October 3rd. So there's a lot happening. So yes, it is a way to make money, and it is a way to chart the album.
Yeah, getting people to buy tickets to see the music video is crazy work.
I know, right?
That's how popular she is. She's like,
this is something that could have just been YouTube.
I'll sell more movie tickets than actual movies to come watch my music video.
Yes,
that
wild. Is exactly what's happening. And you know, it could have there could have not been the music video. It could have just been the rest of everything else, and we all still would have done it.
Could have just been on YouTube.
But it's like a community thing. Like I've been making friendship bracelets because I'm going to trade them with people in my theater, and I'm going to go with my mom, and we're dressing up. I don't know what I'm wearing yet, but I'm going to dress up.
She's got the market corner, man. She's just incredible. She's cashing in.
Yeah. But it's just for this one weekend.
Yeah, that's cool. A little special one-off. I get it.
And then they're probably going to put it on YouTube.
Melissa bought 2 tickets, hoping Victoria would go with her, but Victoria can't go. So she's like, will you go with me? And I was like, I absolutely will not. I was like, that is absolutely, I will not do that. Yeah. You know what she tried to pull? You'll like this. She goes, oh, come on. I've gone to the movie with you, and you always pick the movie. And I go, not one time have you ever said I don't want to see this movie. Because if you had, I would not have bought the movie. You picked the movie,
but it's also a movie that she was
But here's the thing.
in
I picked the movie because if I ask her to pick the movie, she'll go, Oh, I don't care. I can't pick. You pick. Like, she can't pick anything ever. But I couldn't believe she tried to do that. I was like, dude, how dare you? How dare you saddle me with the lifelong responsibility of picking the movie and then weaponize it against me? But I was like, no, you were on your own. She's like, why don't we do this extra ticket? I was like, I don't know, give it away. I don't care.
I have an extra ticket too because my mom, when I was at work, before I even saw everything, she saw it. She's like, I better buy tickets. Rebecca's at work, so she bought 3 tickets, one for her, one for me, one for Josh, and like I was like, yes, like thank God, like and he's interested in going too, because he likes Taylor. But he's going to be away this weekend, so he can't even go. So I do have an extra ticket. If anyone lives near me and wants to tag along, hit me up.
I like my 8-bit Taylor Swift songs.
Good reference, Kyle. Good reference.
Taylor Swift and 8-bit is fantastic.
Good.
All poppy, catchy music in 8-bit is really good. It's a lot better than like rock music in 8-bit.
Sounds like it could be like in a platformer.
Yeah, like it's very video game.
Mega Man
like,
type of game.
Awesome.
Yeah. So this is going to be a good weekend, a good week for me. I also have some Fantasy Critic games coming out that I'm very excited about. Mario comes out this week, guys.
It does.
Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 remastered. I will be buying Galaxy 2 digitally. That comes out. Ghost of Yote comes out. That's doing great in my Fantasy Critic right now.
IGN rated Baby Steps a better game. So you heard it here first. IGN Baby Steps better than Ghost of Yote.
All right.
Suck it, Dev.
Relax. So yeah, it's going to be a good week for my Fantasy Critic. It's going to be a good week for Taylor. Going to be a good week for everything.
That's the other thing. She was like, I can't believe you're not going to come with me. It's my birthday. I'm like, yeah, I ordered the album and the CD and all the other shit you said.
I also got a signed CD went up on her store this week.
Really?
So I got that. Yes.
Oh, you should have told me. I would have bought that.
Oh man, you would have had to be on it in the first 5 minutes.
Damn it.
If you didn't see it when I as soon as it went up, because I clicked on it the second it went up, like the very minute it went up, and I was in a queue for 13 minutes and just barely got it before it sold out. So you would have had no chance.
When I went to order the album the first time, that's what I was looking for, was like something special that I could have maybe got her.
No, she put the signed CDs up after she put all of the other variations up so that everybody has like at least 3 or 4 or 5 versions of the album purchased by now.
Sure. Genius.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I'm a sucker. I'm such a sucker. And I have to pay different shipping on all of them because I buy them at separate times.
Yeah, like combined. Man, it's genius.
I can't see. There's technically 2 more Taylor's version albums, but she's never gonna do Reputation. We're gonna be lucky if we ever get the vault tracks for Reputation, and I think she'll do the Taylor's version debut, the re-recording, probably next year for the anniversary. So yeah. Anyway, video games.
Let's do some news. I feel like all of our news is old, and maybe just because I had the week off. But the first one I wrote down was Borderlands 4 has been indefinitely delayed on Switch 2. In a post, we have, greetings, Vault Hunters. We need to share that the release of Borderlands 4 on Nintendo Switch 2 is being delayed. We do not take this decision lightly, but we are committed to ensuring we deliver the best possible experience for our fans. The game needs additional development and polish time to do that. Our hope is to better align this release with the addition of cross-save, which we are working on and recognize is very important. In accordance with Nintendo's policy, anyone that pre-ordered it digitally, their orders have been canceled, as the new date is not scheduled.
Well, I was going to say that it doesn't sound like it's indefinite based on their wording that they're using additional development and polish time.
Yeah, they just
sounds like they are truly still working on it, but if they cancel pre-orders.
I was pretty surprised by this one. There were, coming out of Gamescom, there were a lot of talks about how Borderlands 2 was faring on Switch 2, and it wasn't very positive. I then saw like a 10-minute video of somebody playing Borderlands on the show floor. It was fun. It was totally playable. Like it was fun. It looked pretty good. Something. It was 30, and at times it got a little choppy, but I've seen way worse Switch ports. So I'm almost a little impressed to see 2K show a little restraint. I totally like what I saw. I totally was like, they'll put it out, they'll patch it in a few months, it'll get better, and they were just like, no, we're not going to put it out this way. Maybe,
I kind of respect that though.
Me, same. Yeah, I was like, wow, I'm a little impressed because they had pre-orders. It was a big game. It's been marketed, it's been hyped a lot. I don't think that delay comes like frivolously. Like that's
right. And if all of the digital pre-orders were canceled, they're inevitably not going to get some of those back.
Yeah. No, it took a lot of restraint to do that. So either there were sections of the game I didn't see that were way worse, or they really want to try and make good on their little initial outing here on Switch 2. So I could care less. As like I was like, fine, you could leave. You could never come back for all I care. Like I don't care. But there are people that do. And Borderlands is a big game, and it's like one of the few games like that I think, it has been on Switch or could be on Switch. I don't know if PlayStation ever wants to port Destiny to Switch, but we don't have like a whole lot of looter, shooter, grind out, type things. So if listeners were excited about it, just hold on. Hopefully when it does show up, it'll be great. But I thought like coming out of Gamescom, there was a lot of hate for these ports. Elden Ring, Borderlands, there was another one. Elden Ring was pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. I watched Elden Ring and screen tearing and choppy everywhere, and it also just didn't even look good. It's almost like, like Madden is at 30, but Madden looks pretty good. It's almost like Madden could look worse if it made it better.
Especially if it's stable. 30 is not a huge deal.
I kind of felt the same way about Borderlands. It's like, yeah, it's at 30, but it looked good. It was pretty impressive visually. That seems to be, I don't know, either what the Switch 2 is capable of, or where developers are wanting to go with Switch 2. You see a lot of developers are like, we're at 30, but generally visually the game looks pretty nice. Like I think we've seen that with Requiem, with Resident Evil. That seems to be kind of the first approach for Switch 2 ports. So we got some game updates. Mario Kart, as we mentioned in our What's Playing, updated to version 1.3.0. 2 players can now play in free roam while waiting for a lobby. The free roam map now displays the location of P-switches and medallions you've collected. You can select a P-switch from the map, and I like that a lot. I didn't even mention that. You can fast travel with the P-switches that you've collected.
That's good.
If you want to like hop over to another area, you can do that. It's really nice. You can encounter the UFO more easy in free roam.
And about that,
you can drive it.
And we knew about that, but I don't know if this is new or if it's something that was just recently discovered. But with the UFO, if you hover over an enemy that can be a playable character, like let's say Fishbone or like whatever, and you suck him up, you turn into him and it unlocks it, which is a way easier way to unlock a character. Do you know how long I spent trying to get Fishbone? It was way too long.
I have no idea. Because I have basically all the characters that I would race with, so I don't really pay attention to the unlocks anymore. I don't think I've unlocked, I don't even know half of what it is, but it's like I got Donkey Kong, I've got, my little Dory cart, like I'm kind of good. Like I don't really need to do more than that. You can join directly with friends that are playing Knockout Tour. So if you've got friends in a group, you can just join in on them.
Let me say that I did try that this week, and it was a bad experience.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, like, I saw that I had 2 friends that were playing, and I tried to join on one of them. And then after, I had to, like, wait for that race to be over. It was on Knockout Tour. And when it was over, I was in the same lobby as the friend that I joined, but the other friend wasn't there anymore. He got put into another lobby. And so, like, it took a little while, and then we were just so fed up with trying to get all 3 of us in the same Knockout Tour lobby, we just kind of gave up. It was just a bad experience.
Bummer.
So you can directly join friends, but like it seems like it's only for one game, and then like you have a chance of maybe being in different lobbies after that.
The chat's hyped about the unlock thing.
Yeah.
It's just
because it took forever to get some of the characters. It was just pure luck. It was like you couldn't even do anything to like increase your chances of unlocking them.
I think that's why I kind of tune that out. Like it's funny that I'm seeing so many people are like, "Oh my god, that's great." I'm like, the unlocking parts of Mario Kart I've kind of not even paid attention to, because it just I don't even know when it happens or how it happens. Like I just open the game and it's like, you've unlocked a thing. I'm like, sure.
The only way to unlock those characters besides this UFO method is if you are on a course that has that enemy and you're passing that area where they spawn. The another player behind you has to get the Koopa item that sends Koopa. Not Koopa. What's the witch called? What's the Koopa witch? What's he called? Kamek. He has to get Kamek. He has to be behind you when he uses it, and it has to turn you into that. He might skip over you, but he has a chance of turning you into that enemy. So it has to be only on that part of the course. It's very dependent on 3 different things, and it takes forever if you're trying to get a certain one.
I just play.
Yeah.
Like I got Donkey Kong and it was good enough for me. I also play as Penguin. Is there a duck anywhere?
No.
So then Penguin would be my next favorite animal. So yeah.
There's a bat. Swoop.
Yeah, I'm just duck or I'm just Penguin. Yeah. Penguin or Donkey Kong.
Penguin's good.
Can you play as your Mii?
No.
That's a real miss. I need Nintendo to make Miis great again. Can we start that? Can I get that as a shirt and a hat?
Make
Can we do that?
Again.
Can we get some Wii styled hats and stuff with the blue and the white? Make Miis great again.
I'll mock that up for you, Donnie.
Thank you. This is terrible. What happened to Miis? I miss them so much.
I'll start it right now as you're talking.
Which I think is the most important, is that they've increased the frequency of lap type courses appearing in the selection when choosing the next course in versus and wireless races and online. Which I did use and can tell you that the community appreciates it quite a bit. Do you think they did this because, for the last month, Sonic seems to be, eating their lunch? Or do you think they just want to do this anyway?
I think they were going to do it anyway. I think
they took it away.
Yeah, they did.
And then here comes Sonic, and they're like, put it back.
My opinion of it is, like I said earlier, I think that they had kind of some of these things planned or decided from the beginning, and they probably couldn't get it in time for launch. So I think that they did make these changes as planned. But you're right, they did. I think maybe they are listening to some feedback too.
I wonder if they're developers. I generally get the sense, having played this game now maybe 20 hours, so not nearly as long as most people. But my sense is, I think the developers, the designers for this game, they were betting that this open world and these connector things would be way bigger than they were. I think they just kind of missed on those things. But you can tell there's a lot of effort put into pulling this off, and they did it very well. And I almost feel bad for them because I'm I bet they're we nailed it. And then the community is we don't care.
Do you think that people wouldn't have hated it so much if it wasn't forced upon them in online?
Maybe. I generally wonder what if the reaction would have been better if they just showed up with Mario Kart with 30 or 40 different courses and a level select screen. If people would just be happier. I think they'd be happier. I think Nintendo tried to implement a little change, and the community, for the most part, there are people that love World, and I'm not, but for the most part, I feel like the community has kind of rejected the idea of Mario Kart World, the scope. They're yeah, it's fine, but it's not, the other Mario Karts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jules, they just wanted better Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yeah, it does feel like that. It does feel like the community just wanted more Mario Kart 8. Which is crazy, because Mario Kart 8 had 100 tracks. I feel for Nintendo in this situation, because you can tell they're what do we do? You just keep making more tracks. We've done this forever. But that is kind of what they needed, a different gimmick, I guess. Is more or less what I'm saying. Maybe they should have tried to do a double dash or something, something else. Something to differentiate, because it seems like the way they chose to differentiate World just didn't land with most people, I guess, is my read on the situation. And that's not really my opinion. It's my read on what I've seen online. I'm kind of mostly indifferent, to be honest with you. Mario Kart's Mario Kart. I pick a track and then I race on it. To me, it's, if anything, to me, I would have just found a way to maybe merge these together. I think they've done themselves a disservice by splitting the user base. They need to figure out a way to get Mario Kart 8 stuff into World, to get people back into World.
I wouldn't even be mad if they like made it so that it wasn't part of the World. Like you could just have extra tracks that don't even connect. And I know that kind of does take away from like what the game is supposed to be.
I think that might happen.
You think so?
Yeah, that's kind of like, yes, I'm sorry, but
even though it like kind of like goes against the identity of like what World is supposed to be.
So I want to preface this maybe a little, but you're exactly right. That's kind of, I feel like I've been like laying those breadcrumbs for a couple of weeks. That's kind of where my thought is. And I think it just depends on how well or bad Mario Kart World is doing. You know, because if you're online, you think Mario Kart World is trash. I don't think that at all. I think there's a lot of people playing Mario Kart World and they're very happy with it. But if Mario Kart World starts to lose players in a major way, and like, because this is Nintendo's big live service game, if they start losing, bleeding out players to Mario Kart World, like Mario Kart 8 or just Sonic or something else, then I do think Nintendo might take drastic measures to try and bring them back. And one of the things that I could see is when you play online, you might see Mario Kart 8 tracks pop up, but they're not necessarily in the game. Like they're not a part of the world. They're not connected to the overworld. You just press on it and then a lobby starts and you just boot into a different race. I feel like that'd be the easiest way to do that. But I don't know. Maybe Nintendo is totally okay with having 2 Mario Karts and just still supporting both.
You think they would?
I don't know. Honestly, and that is my honest answer. I don't know.
Have we ever?
I don't think Nintendo's been in this situation.
No, they haven't.
Right.
And here's the thing. I had always used the argument, well, there's never going to be a Splatoon 3 on the Switch because they've never had, 2 Mario Karts on the same console. They've never had 2 Smash Bros on the same console. Like all of these very popular online multiplayer types of games, they just don't do that on the same console. But then they went and did Splatoon 3 on the same console, you know. So I think there is a chance. And you can make the argument that Mario Kart Home Circuit was another Switch Mario game, so maybe they would do it. Anyway, I'm done with your hat. I'm going to pop it on Discord.
The easiest thing to do would just be to support both games, and maybe they're happy with that. Maybe they look at all of it as Mario Kart. That could be true. But as I think it was Jules, who said that? Josh says they could just connect them via Warp. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if we get an event one day where it's like, go to the mystery block or go jump in the mystery pipe, and all of a sudden you can race new.
They do already have those pipes.
Because again, I don't want to say that I predict it, because the part that I don't know is I don't really know how well or not well this is doing. It sold super well. There's millions of players, but like, is it just online fodder that people are like, it's not great, we're going back to 8? Or is that real? If that's real, then I do think Nintendo will do something drastic to try and...
I mean, you still get into matches right away kind of thing, so...
Yeah, I didn't have any problems finding matches. So, like, that's the part of, like, if that's just more online fodder, which I tend to believe maybe it is, then I think they'll make a few tweaks and adjustments. We're going to get more DLC, and I think they're going to try to win people back to the Mario Kart World way of doing things.
Let's also see what the sales look like. I mean, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was always at the top of this like sales week after week. Didn't matter, if other games were coming out.
Very good point.
It was always at the top.
If it starts to slip,
let's see where it's at in a year or two from now.
Yeah, like if it's out of the chart and you're not hearing about it anymore, then I do wonder, like, because at that point you have to ask, because we're so early in the gen, does Nintendo try to save it or do they pivot?
Yeah.
And they're like,
because we always said
else.
They don't need to make another Mario Kart for Switch because everyone keeps buying 8. They don't need to. It keeps selling like hotcakes.
What if they did an upgrade pack for 8?
Another one?
Yeah, like what if they just like they really, really dive into that one and like really boost it up for Switch 2?
I will buy anything Mario Kart. I will.
Yeah. Anyway,
go look at the hat. Tell me what you think.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Opens Discord and stream totally fails.
Oh God.
Make me great again. Yeah, this is pretty good. Would where? 10 out of 10. I need like a shirt that's like very like Wii Sports, you know, but like Wii Sports font with maybe like a little Mii character or something like golfing. That would be dope.
Okay.
Make Miis great again. Donkey Kong Bonanza updated as well to 2.0.1. It's a stability bug fix. One of their big things is they fixed a lot of audio issues, glitching, crunchy, which I did run into some of that a little bit. So it's nice to see that. They fixed some collectathon adjustments as well. Another game that got updated that hit it right down. I just found the headline very funny. I'm not sure if you saw it. Dragon Drive was updated.
Oh.
It now has statistic collecting. Like you can track your statistics in Drag Drive.
So like what they do in Rocket League.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, why did they even
You've wheeled your wheelchair 2 kilometers.
Why even waste your time?
Going back to Donkey Kong, because that's more worth talking about. I was watching Josh try to attempt to beat it last night, and like that's a game that doesn't end. There's another phase. There's another thing. Roll credits. Just kidding. There's another thing.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was pretty tough too. So that probably is a game that I don't really feel like I care to prioritize to beat. I have enjoyed my time with it. I will probably go back to it and do some more stuff, but I enjoyed my time with it.
I want to change the episode title to Make Miis Great Again.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm going to do
it's better than Doug.
I didn't know what to name it because like all the like we have news, but like I don't really care about the news. And it seems like the Doug thing is like, I guess I think people would say that's the big news, but I could care less about that too.
We'll get new type of viewership if you make that the title. So
yeah,
just to be clear where we stand, y'all.
The folks making Resident Evil Requiem talked about.
Wait, just talk about this. I'm going to go run to the bathroom real quick.
Sure.
But I'm listening still.
The folks that make Resident Evil Requiem for Capcom talked about the porting process, which they said, although we've released ports of the games to Nintendo platforms over the year, this is a bit more all-in with being there on day one on Switch 2, and that's simply because when we got the Switch 2 hardware, we were surprised in a good way how smooth the process was for us to bring the existing development version of the game over to that platform. They went on to say that wasn't really in the original plans for Requiem. When they were building for console and PC, they weren't really thinking of a Switch version. It wasn't until they got dev kit and they realized how easy it would be that they got started on making that happen. That's wonderful. Now, a lot of that's RE Engine is very scalable, so you can't necessarily take this and apply it to other developers. But at least in Capcom's case, their engine and everything scaled very well, and it made it very quickly. I believe we've seen these sentiments echoed by the Square folks in Final Fantasy, and I think maybe even Cyberpunk talked about how fast they got, CD Projekt Red talked about how fast they got Cyberpunk up and running on Switch 2. So not to lessen the effort it takes to port, but it seems at least with some third parties, they're finding the porting process to Switch 2 much easier to do. And I think that's a great sign for Switch 2 because, during the Switch 1's life cycle, we got very accustomed to knowing developers like Panic Button because you needed special, resources to like get your game working on Switch. I think maybe the barrier for entry now on Switch 2 has been lowered. And I think that can only mean more games for us. That's a good thing.
I completely agree.
Nice. Headlines. Nintendo of America President and Chief Operating Officer Doug Bowser will retire December 31st. Will be succeeded by Devin Pritchard, a 20-year veteran of the video game industry and longtime Nintendo exec. Most recently, Pritchard served as the Executive Vice President of Revenue, Marketing, and Consumer Experience at Nintendo of America.
And she's a girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Nintendo's first female president. I could care less that Doug Bowser's leaving.
I think that's the general sentiment. He didn't really do a whole lot.
No. And my lasting memory, when this news came across, the first thing I thought of was, do you remember It was right after the switch to game key card and everything started happening, and Drop the Price was flooding the chats and everything. He came out and gave that interview about how, like, if it was too expensive, you could get a Switch 1. And I was like, and I came on our show and I was like, I don't think Doug will be here for very much longer. And I'm not saying he got fired because of that, but if you told me it was like, maybe you should go ahead and retire, like, I would believe that, because
yeah, that is not a response.
As the NOA pres, your job is really spokesperson. It's leadership, and it's a face for them in America. And like,
that was a bad look.
You have a real job, of course, but your job is to address criticisms and make sure everything's like he failed in that moment. He failed his job.
Yes.
So like that was really bad.
Really bad. It was really,
it was
bad.
really
like,
bad.
I think anything else would have been better.
Yeah. That's what I remember most from Doug Bowser's tenure. I was like, oh, this is your whole job and you just completely failed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't surprised at all to see him go, and I don't wish, like, look, he's reached retirement. Good for you. I'm sure he made a lot of money, and I wish him nothing but the best. But from as a consumer and a lover of this brand, I don't think he was a great steward of it, you know. And that has nothing to do with Reggie. Big shoes to fill. But Reggie would have handled that. Reggie was a better on his feet critical thinker than Doug was, for sure.
Yeah, and you know, I think that at the end of the day, they're all like. These billionaire CEOs, whatever. They're probably not billionaires, but whatever.
No, but well paid.
But they're well paid, and you know, they're good marketers, and they're you know, really good at, you know, making them see. You know, I think that Reggie was not anybody's friend, but he did a really good job of making us think he was.
He was charming, and that's a part of it. But again, I think when you get in these bigger kind of corporate speak jobs where you're the face of something, your whole job is to always have your messaging like the lead. So if folks are criticizing you, like, how could you make this 500? You got to remember how to bring that question back to your messaging, right? Like corpo speak, massage that. Like, hey, here at Nintendo, like, we have great quality brands, and we believe people think they're worth paying for. Mario Kart 8 is a tremendous success. Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Banana, like, bring that back to your messaging. Don't be like, well, if you're broke, you could just, like, I was like, no!
Don't you guys have phones? Remember
Don't
that one?
say that. Like, he literally said, like, maybe one of the worst, like, beyond go fuck yourself. He said the next worst thing. And, like, that's the whole job. That is the job. You do day-to-day stuff and you sign off and have meetings, but that is the job. That is why you get paid, is to smooth those over, and you did it terribly.
I hope that this Devin is, like, you know, little bit more on camera than Doug Bowser was. Like, you know, Reggie, he was the face of, you know, Nintendo of America, and I don't feel like Bowser really was like that. You know, so I don't know. I just think that it makes it a little bit more fun, I guess. And I want to know how long it takes for her to, like, I already started yelling on Blue Sky, hey, starting January 1st, we're going to yell at her to bring Mother 3 to the West.
I actually don't know her. I don't know anything about Devin Pritchard, so I can't really say.
Me neither.
If you're yearning for the days of Iwata and Reggie, I would tell you to pump those brakes. I don't think those days are coming back. I think that was special because I mean, as I've said, I've waxed poetic about this forever, but it was Iwata. I think Iwata led that, and Reggie was, like, you know, comical. Like, he had dad joke enough energy to join Iwata in that and have fun. You know, the whole Smash Bros thing and the Muppets and shit. Like, you kind of have to be a goof to do that. But I think a lot of that, I mean, I attribute most of that sort of messaging and that, I don't know, that style to Iwata. And I don't know, with Furukawa and stuff, I don't know if that's ever going to come back. I wouldn't expect it to. I think I would expect something very similar to what we've seen with Doug Bowser. You know, it's very corporo. Maybe we hear from them once a year. They say something. Now, I think she could be. I would hope that she's at least more charming than Doug Bowser, to which I think is a very low bar to set for her.
Yeah. The only thing Doug Bowser had going for him was his
Bowser.
name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, if
That's
his name was Doug
only
Smith,
thing.
we'd be like, this dude sucks.
I feel like we wanted him to like lean into that character more.
Yeah. So I wish her well. I think it's important to note, I didn't write this down, but what is it? I want to say Satoru Shibata? Chat? Satoru Shibata, former NOE president, is coming, I think, over to help NOA a lot. I think that's really cool.
Not great.
Oh, why? No?
I don't know anything about him. I just know that Europe always gets screwed over
Okay,
when it comes
so I
to
think
things like localization
maybe
and
what you're hoping for, I think,
merch and marketing.
I think is real. Satoru Shibata had a lot of energy. And if you're looking for something maybe a little bit more on screen, a little bit more playful, I do think Satoru Shibata brings that in spades. I'm not sure. I think if you looked him up, you'd know exactly, because he's recognizable. You may remember him from like the old 3DS and Wii U directs and shit, when NOE was doing a bit more. They were a bit more leading the way back then. They were a bit more outspoken, a bit more out and open. They were kind of doing their own directs, had their own little presentations, but he was in the Iwata Asks a lot, which I think that's what I remember him from mostly. But ultimately, Devin, Doug, Reggie, these people don't really do a whole lot for Nintendo. They're just localized faces, but they are told what to do. They don't really run the company at all.
They don't make decisions that Nintendo it's a different company than Nintendo.
Yeah, they basically just go, we'd like this special edition and not that one, and they fuck that up all the time, and they're like,
sign off on what our cover looks like because we want Kirby to be angry and Europe wants them to be smiley or whatever.
Yeah, it's almost like a trivialized role. It's a ritual at that point, So, but I wish her well, and Doug, congratulations on retirement, buddy. You've earned it. So, we'll see. Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Tides is coming to Nintendo Switch 2 on the 12th of February in 2026. A lot of stuff coming out of Tokyo Game Show. So, Dynasty Warriors 3 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. That runs at 30 frames a second. Comes out March 19th. The Switch 2 upgrade pack for Yakuza Kiwami is available for pre-order. It's $10 if you bought it on Switch. You can upgrade to Switch 2 for $10. Yooka-Laylee on Nintendo Switch 2 targets 30 FPS. The developers say maybe a performance mode in the future. Also, if you're following Yooka-Laylee, you know that the demo came out on Steam and PlayStation, everywhere but Switch. They said they're working on a demo for Switch 2, but it'll come out after it launches.
It does come out not this upcoming week, but the week after, right? October 9th, it says.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
I'm not planning on getting the upgrade at least until they release it. I can't believe that Yooka-Laylee, of all things, couldn't run at 60 on Switch 2. And the fact that them not having the demo and everything for it makes me feel like the Switch 2 is not like the priority for them right now. Like, it's almost like, we'll work on it when we get there.
Which is like kind of silly because I feel like that's like the audience that probably wants it. And I remember that was a huge issue for Yooka-Laylee when it originally came out. We were waiting. And by the time it finally came to the Switch, nobody cared anymore.
Yeah. Seeing that it was a 30 really took the wind out of my sails. Not because it's just that game. There's no reason it should be. Like, Cyberpunk runs at least 40. There's no reason Yooka-Laylee is at 30 frames a second that I can understand. Mm-hmm. Like, some games I understand. Borderlands 4, like, sure. Resident Evil, we're talking about Yooka-Laylee. Yeah. Because 30 on Switch. How can it be 30 on Switch too? like, come on. To me, it just, if you're not going to put in the effort to showcase that, then I'm not going to put in the effort to buy it either. So if they do update it one day, maybe, but I've actually probably moved this into the wait for a sale category one day. It may even have to be even cheaper for me to be interested. Like I said, I bought Pac-Man instead. I was like, I'll just get Pac-Man. And I'm enjoying Pac-Man, so I don't really have a need for a platformer right now. I'm going to screw this up. Naoki Hamaguchi, director
Straight to me.
for the Final Fantasy Remake series, spoke about the game key cards, and then I had this down because I wanted to pat myself on the back. He referenced the increased read speed from memory versus the cartridge format as a big benefit on having game key cards. I'm not sure if you remember this. I think it was the week that I was out. You guys may not have put it in the notes, but essentially they echoed the same sentiments that were shared from the Outlaws developer back when everybody was complaining on why Star Wars Outlaws was on a game key card and not a cartridge. They were like, hey, when you install the game to the SSD, the read speed is a lot faster than the cartridge speed, which is, I'm not sure if you remember, Rebecca. That's something I was bringing up before the system launched.
I get it, and they're not wrong. But why at that point would you not just go digital?
Yeah, I mean, that was, if you go back to March,
You're
that's kind
putting
of,
plastic in landfills.
with I think it's still very important that folks have a physical presence. There's still a lot of people that just buy stuff on shelves versus online. You can clearly tell Nintendo wants to go digital, but they don't think their customer base is ready. Like, they're doing everything but go digital. They're trying so hard. But yeah, I am with you. I kind of wish Nintendo just ripped off the Band-Aid and was like, it's a digital system. Mm-hmm. I think this kind of fixes a lot of everything. But could you imagine, Rebecca? Put yourself back in March 6th. They show up and it's digital only. Could you imagine? I think, and again, I just feel validated almost because I think we're going to see a digital skew. I think this is the generation where they're going to release a digital only one, and then that's going to pave the way for the next one to only be digital.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's where we're headed. But yeah, I remember looking up these cartridge speeds, and I don't remember what the speeds were, but they were significantly lower than the read rate speed from memory. And I was like, is this going to cause a problem? And it seems at least some developers are at least using that as an excuse, but probably, I think, pointing out the fact that, like, hey, our game is real big, streams in a lot of assets. It runs better off the hardware than it would from a cartridge. Mm-hmm. And in the case of Final Fantasy, it wouldn't even fit on the cartridge. Their game's like 90 gigs. It's going to take up like half your Switch storage. Final Fantasy 7 is.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I did buy, Rebecca.
Me too.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the Final Fantasy 7 thing.
I thought we got the original right away, but you don't. We gotta wait.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do it.
But I want to play the original while I wait.
I'm not doing that. I'm not. Yeah, no, I've seen that. I'm not playing that.
Ugh.
Never tell you my Final Fantasy story?
No.
The reason I hated Final Fantasy forever is when I was in, I want to say 5th or 6th grade. I was definitely on the school bus, maybe 7th grade. I don't remember when it was. Somewhere around 2000-ish. I was squarely in like my N64 era, like absolutely loving Ocarina of Time, telling everybody that I could meet how great this game was. I was like, you gotta play it. It's incredible. There's a trading sequence and these people, and it changes time, and you get older, and like just going bananas on Ocarina of Time. And I was on the school bus in the trailer park, and this kid that lived in the back of this thing, he was like, yeah, Zelda's cool, but have you ever played Final Fantasy 7? It's like the greatest game ever. And that preceded like a 3-month period of bus rides where this kid's going on and on and on and on. And of course, Final Fantasy 7 was huge, so he wasn't the only one. I start hearing about it at the lunch table, at the playground. Everyone's talking about Final Fantasy 7. I gotta see what this game is about. So I went to his house, and he puts on his damn PlayStation. He spins that disc, and then he shows me Final Fantasy in all of its turn-based, boring-ass glory. I was like, are you serious right now? Like, this? You're throwing this at me versus... Get this... Like, and from that day, I never played it. That was how I was introduced to that game.
Do you remember his name?
Off. Rodney.
Rodney. Yeah,
I'll never forget it. We weren't friends, but like we were acquaintances. We were both gamers, but we weren't like really friends. He was a little older than me. I think he was in like 8th grade, 9th grade maybe. He was a little older than me. He also introduced me to Diablo. But yeah, like, and I don't mean to like throw stone. I know people love Final Fantasy, so I'm not trying to like throw stones at it. But like, just putting yourself in that shoe, I feel like it's very explainable. I'm playing Ocarina of Time, like this open world. I got a horse and shit, and it's like, go here, 7 damage, 7 damage. I'm like, really? You're just doing this for 50 hours? I'm not doing that.
I feel like if you weren't already playing those turn-based games, like
which I
on
wasn't.
the Super Nintendo, like you probably like if your only experience is like kind of that action type of gameplay where like, you know, you're playing a tennis match with Ganondorf at the end and you got to time it perfectly and you got to dodge his attacks and stuff and like the falling platforms. Like if you're doing that and you've never played like a turn-based thing, you know, then I feel like it would look really boring in comparison.
I was so unimpressed. I was so let down. I don't think I think we like stopped being friends. I was like, I don't like him.
You can't trust him. His taste is not, you know.
His opinion on games suck.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's very good. I wonder what Rodney is up to these days. Is he playing Final Fantasy VII?
You remember original Final Fantasy VII, like with its polygonal characters and shit? Yeah. Like it wasn't. Yeah. I was like, are you serious right now?
It does not look as good as Ocarina of Time looked.
Yeah, so like, yeah, that was my only experience with it, and then from that point forward, just because of how it was introduced to me, I was just like, I will hate this game forever. So
that's valid. I like that. I like
now
that
we
you
have
held on to that grudge, that 30-year grudge.
Now we have this beautiful remake that looks good and everything. Like now I get to play it and be like, you know what? Maybe he was right. I don't know.
We'll see. Ocarina of Time hasn't gotten that, but it should.
It should.
I think it should. I think it's the next game that should get that.
The Pokemon Company says permission was not granted for use of its intellectual property in the ICE arrest video promotion. I put this in the news because, of course, Delvin jumped right on. Like,
how embarrassing.
That's true. So I think it begs to at least to address, you know, the internet's like Pokemon sue the United States of America.
Man, this is the time for them to do it.
They're not going to do that. They're not.
If they were ever going to sue anyone, this is the time.
Yeah, the internet collectively was like, please, Nintendo, fight our government for us. Please. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to touch that. We have several folks in our Discord, I think Delvin included, that were like, oh, Nintendo's like, they don't want that heat. They're not getting into that. We're talking
Nobody would be pissed off if they did. This is the time we would cheer them on.
Yeah, but Trump would be pissed off and perhaps raise tariffs. This man is raising tariffs via tweet.
He would ban Pokemon. We would no longer get Pokemon released in
He would give Pal World the National Medal of Honor. Like, you know, like we're not.
They have guns.
They're not.
They're protecting our Second Amendment.
They're not going to touch that. I don't think. I would be shocked. I think at most you could see legal representation send a cease and desist. At most.
Well, they ought to do that.
But they are not going to actually target anything with that because they're dealing with a very volatile leadership and administration and a very uncertain time economically with foreign affairs.
We have been living in uncertain times for the past 6 years.
Yeah, but they've got billions of dollars at stake. Like they're not going to play with that. Like maybe, you know, a Japanese, you know, I was trying to like delegate to the United States. Maybe they pull somebody aside and go, "Hey, can we take the post down?" Don't do that. But I don't think we're going to get any action.
But we ought to do at least that.
Yeah, I don't think. I would be surprised. I would be shocked if Nintendo goes that out because this is a president that wants to yield power, you know, against his own detractors. I don't think they're going to touch that. And I would understand. Like understandably, I would be like, yeah, don't fucking poke the bear. The last thing you want him is even thinking of Nintendo. Don't stay out of sight, out of mind. Like leave that alone. I got to feel for it.
I hate him.
You got to feel for Nintendo. They're like, what the fuck is going on over there?
I hate him and I hate Ice.
Oh God, they're the worst. I don't want to turn this into politics. I don't understand how any law enforcement official can be masked. That feels illegal. you should have to identify yourself. You should have to identify yourself as, as wielding authority of the state. Like I don't know. I know it's not like explicitly written, but I feel like that's the whole point of the Constitution. Like your right to bear arms.
So how can you trust anyone who's knocking on your door?
Your right to bear arms is a right so that the government doesn't come and like that's the reason that those rights exist. Mm-hmm. And then here we are having state authorized people in masks literally abducting people. Whether you believe they should be here or not doesn't even matter. It's the act of what it's happening feels unconstitutional.
Mm-hmm. But they get to pick and choose what parts of the Constitution they follow. So
yeah, because they own the court, they get to pick and choose which ones they enforce. But that one really bothers me, and I'm kind of a big proponent of the system, like supporting the system. Like I would like to even throw this on the opposite side, so I don't want to make it sound like a partisan thing. I was really upset with how we picked the Democratic candidate after Biden pulled out. Like I know she was Kamala was on the ticket, and I did vote for her, and I know she was on the ticket, but like it felt like that's the whole point of the conference, is to pick the person for the ticket. So if Biden pulled off,
the DNC picks it no matter who's voted for.
But it's
they
like we should have went to an open conference and had a vote for who should do it, because I thought we had better contenders.
Yeah.
But they were just like, no, it's just her. And like I appreciate the swiftness, and they thought that would help, but it just felt like against policy, against protocol. I was like, I don't like this, and I feel the same way about the ICE stuff. It's like this is not how this should be happening. So, I don't know. Hopefully they can get that fucking fixed. Hopefully the midterms. Like, that's our only hope, is we really got to swing the midterms the other way, so at least a House or a Senate somewhere can start checking some of this.
I need to say something to all Pennsylvanians who are listening to this podcast right now. Go vote in November, and on the back of the ballot, there's a yes or no question. You need to vote yes to it to keep the 3 Supreme Court justices in power. They're Democrats. They need to stay there. Vote yes if you're in Pennsylvania. You have to do it. Show up to vote for that, if nothing else.
Did I not say Kamala?
You did. I thought you said Kamala.
I thought I did too, but I'm sorry if I messed it up. But yeah, that's it for the news, Rebecca.
We do have some questions, 7 of them to be exact, starting with Duke XX. Why in 2025 would anyone pre-order games? That's a great question.
I think that's aimed at me, because I was talking about the games I pre-ordered last week.
You do pre-order them. The only time I ever pre-order games, there's only ever 2 reasons. One, if it's physical and there is a physical pre-order bonus that I want.
Makes sense.
Hasn't been relevant in several years. So that doesn't really exist anymore. The only other time is when I am getting a game digitally and I know for 100% fact that I am getting this game, but I only do it a couple days before it comes out, and it's only to preload the game if I want to play it right at midnight when it comes out.
Sure. Makes sense.
I don't do it weeks or months ahead of time because there could be problems. And there's no way to cancel your pre-order without calling Nintendo and bitching to them and them giving you that's a waste of my time. I ain't doing that. Like, if I can't cancel my pre-order with a click of a button, I shouldn't.
You can now. I have like 5 or 6 pre-orders right now on the eShop that are just sitting there. I can cancel whenever I want.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can log in. You can do it on the thing or online, but there's a pre-orders page where we can show you which ones are pre-ordered, and you can change them. Mm-hmm.
Well, I only do it a couple days beforehand because you really never know.
Duke X, I pre-order my games all the time, and I would contend that I do it because it's what I've always done. I grew up that way, so I think that's why I do it. Today, I do it mostly as like a financial tracking sort of like thing. Like I figure out, because I only pre-order games that I want day one, which is a lot. It's probably 20, 30, 40 games a year. But those day one games I pre-order, and it's just so I can kind of account for, here's how much like all these games that I want cost, and I can either pay it off or I can, deal hunt, shop for eShop credit coupons, like that sort of thing. But just trying to get it all in. And then I just know how much I've spent. I find that when I just buy games as they come out, that my cost tracking gets out of hand. I start spending a lot more than because when you look at it like when Sean and I talk about this a lot, because when we do podcasts, we always devolve into like surfing the eShop to buy shit, which is fun. But Sean describes it as like Donnie goes grocery shopping. Like I do treat it almost like a utility. It's like a bill. It's like my gaming habit this year is going to cost, $400. So like, let's load it all up, let's spend it. And then now I know I need to make payments to pay off the $400, and then so what I do is I stop buying games week to week as they come out. That's why you always hear me go, it was on sale. Like at that point, I start being real thrifty about waiting for things to go on sale. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the day one games, I almost always pre-order my day one games and then wait on everything else. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only reasons why you would do it are the reasons I said, but if you have that habit and you're going to play it, especially if you can cancel it now. I didn't realize you could do that now. Mm-hmm. Kate wants to know handheld or docked. You can do both.
Handheld.
I think it depends on the game and how you're feeling. For
sure. I play probably like 80% handheld.
Mm-hmm. That's how I was. And so the very beginning, I was like very 50-50. And then as the years went on for the Switch, I definitely became like 80-20 handheld. But now I'm kind of going back to 50-50 again. I feel like more serious kind of games should be docked and more kind of like cozy, like slower paced games are handheld because you can just kind of set it down. You can just walk around with it.
I played Breath of the Wild.
Docked, you need like a controller, like if you're going to be more serious.
I played Breath of the Wild completely docked.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good docked game.
But everything else, I think I've played mostly. And I actually was thinking last night, I was doing some of those P-Switch challenges, and I came across one that was like, I had to redo like 4 or 5 times, and I found I was like, I'm really gripping these Joy-Cons. I should probably get a controller. Like I should probably get a controller for this. But yeah, I do.
Yeah, for like your more serious stuff, your more fast-paced stuff.
I do mostly play handheld.
Yeah. I love that it's handheld. I hope they always keep the hybrid model.
I think that's why I play it more. It's like docking it requires, just like my PC, it requires me sitting and taking over the space, and this is all I'm doing is playing video games, right? Where the Switch, I get a lot of Switch time because I'm with Melissa. She's watching, and I'm playing something off to the side. I'm doing both. I'm multitasking.
Yes. I think that's great.
That's how I play Switch most of the time.
Somebody else could be watching TV, or even you could be watching TV while playing something that only requires like half your attention. Like I know a lot of people do like shiny hunting Pokemon while watching TV, or like, maybe you're playing Animal Crossing, or, you're doing your dailies in like a game that you play every day kind of thing.
My wife started a new like smutty TV drama show last night, and she was watching that, and I was playing Mario Kart. Just like
perfect.
Looking up every now and again, I'm like, that was stupid. Can't believe she did that. And just back down and play a little bit more Mario Kart.
Very good. Crawler, I definitely verbally abused you last week, so now he is taking a shot back at me by asking, what are some good games that Forrest Minish can still enjoy with her slow internet? Crawler, I will have you know that I, over the week, got an Ethernet cable and had Josh plug it into my computer, and now I have the same speeds that Donnie said that he had last week with the 900s or whatever.
Lo and behold, we haven't had an issue at all.
And we have not had an issue.
So it's Delvin's fault.
But also, notice that Delvin's not here.
It's definitely Delvin's fault. No, last week's issue was Streamlabs. I reached out to them. They did confirm they were having an outage at the time. Now, Rebecca, what I've done in the interim is I'm now running local backup. Like I have OBS open, recording our call as we're doing this. Because I hate that when we do have issues, like I was able to recover the audio, which is great. But we do have a lot of people that are here for the video. They want to watch it. Mm-hmm. And we lost that video because Melon sucked. So I'm running my own local backup, and then hopefully that'll save us in the future.
It is Yarden. It is just a cable laying across the floor for now. But after, because we still have a couple more boxes from moving. Now that the other room is finished being painted and the floor's all finished, now we're in the process of, you can see there's stuff slowly disappearing behind it now. So all of that stuff, once that's all cleaned up, Josh said he's going to very nicely, he's going to get stuff to put it securely up at the top and loop it around, and
you either get clips and run it along the baseboard, or you put it in the wall and actually run it through the walls.
Oh, I don't want to do it through the walls. But it will be. I'm very close to the router. He is not, so it is an option for me.
Nice. Sean just bought a new house, and he has spent like a week in his moving in running Ethernet cable to every room in the house.
That's great.
And I love it because he's the only one that finds it important. Like his family, like, what are you doing? Like, you're this crazy man. But they'll all enjoy beautiful, stable, wired internet because of him doing this. But he'll never get the appreciation he deserves for it.
Now, this is a really stupid question, but I really genuinely have no idea. Can you hook up, like, since TVs are like connected to the internet now,
Yes.
Can you hook up your TV to Ethernet?
Yep. You can plug.
And that way you have like
what Sean's doing.
flawless streaming.
Wired internet on every television, on every streaming device, on every
great.
console in the entire house.
That's great.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome.
Good for him. That is smart. It's like forward thinking.
Oh yeah, and like the time to do it is moving in.
It is.
Before you put everything. Yeah, because it would dictate, as if you're planning this out, it would dictate where you might put TVs, where, like, depending on how hard it is to get the cable there. So like, Sean's ahead of it. He's got it. But I love it because it's like
they don't appreciate it.
We're the only type of people that would understand like how important this is.
Yeah.
His in-laws are like, "What are you doing?"
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 100%.
F2P Joe asks, I've never played a Metroid Prime game. Should I hop into Prime 4, start with a remaster? Is it worth playing 4 if I haven't played 2 or 3? I have only ever played and beat Metroid Prime 1. I have played like about 2 hours of Metroid Prime 2. I really struggle with the first person thing. I get very motion sickness. I did buy Metroid Prime Remastered. I played a little bit of that. I would say if you can get Metroid Prime Remastered for a good price, buy that and try it out. And then buy Prime 4 anyway, because we need the sales. But that'll tell you if you like it or not. But I think, given the fact that they have not released 2 or 3, I think it's probably going to be fine to just jump right into 4. All the Metroid games do a little thing in the beginning that kind of catches you up with the story and lets you know, like, here's what happened. Here's a little debrief. So just to catch you up with what you need to know. And then they're all kind of just very similar gameplay wise. So you don't really need to have played them. Maybe look up like the full story on like Wikitroid.com or whatever it's called.
Wikitroid.
I'm sure it's something like that. It's something. I bet you it is that. Wikitroid. Metricky. That's good too.
Metricky.
Oh my god, it is Wikitroid. That's so funny. That is very funny. Metroid.fandom.com, or you could just do metroidwiki.org.
There you go. I love how much shit Kyle is talking about Delvin in the chat now that Delvin is not here. It's a frequent thing. He's got it like every response for Delvin. He's talking to mad shit with Delvin not here. Where's this energy when he's here, Kyle?
So I think it's fine, but you should play the remaster just to see how gorgeous it is.
Is it Metroid Prime 4 like centered around Silex anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Which is not like a continuation of the Prime games, right? Isn't Silex from like Hunters or something?
I
never
think
played
so.
Hunters.
Me neither.
So
Yeah, he was in Metroid Prime Hunter.
because I've played Metroid Prime,
Hunters.
the first 3, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really know what's going on with this Silex guy. So
Even many Metroid fans have not played Metroid Prime Hunters.
yeah, yeah, I'm not
Oh,
gonna-
he appears in the special endings of Metroid Prime 3.
yeah, yeah.
So
but he's
that
not
kind of sets him up as the antagonist. In
But I'm
4.
just saying, like, the Metroid Prime's 4 should be perhaps like somewhat of a standalone story.
I think they kind of have to, given that it's been so long and they haven't made 2 and 3 accessible.
So it's not like a full-blown continuation like the trilogy is. So I would tell you, free-to-play Joe, eat the hype. Just get Metroid Prime 4, play it on your new fucking system. Fucking play it with mouse controls. And if you love it, then go get Metroid Prime. And if you hate it, then oh well.
And I think that, like, there are some games where the story drives the game, and you're going to be so confused if you jump into like a later point in the series without playing like the first couple ones. Like I think
Sure.
Kingdom Hearts that's probably true for like something like Kingdom Hearts or but Metroid, while the story definitely enhances the game, I feel like the big experience with any Metroid game is on the world and the exploration, and you can enjoy that without having played the other ones, and the story is just going to make your experience better.
Yeah. Yep. Like I plan on getting it. I doubt I finish it. I haven't finished the last couple of Metroid games I've played. I didn't finish the
And I think
Prime
that's
Remastered.
okay.
I didn't finish Dread. The last one I finished was Samus Returns.
I think you can get a full experience from the game and enjoy it fully without having beating it.
But I'm excited. I
really
want to
do
see
believe that.
mouse mode. I want to see Samus bike. I'm here for that sort of nonsense. Whatever it's doing with the story and shit, it's like, whatever. I'll take it in stride. If I don't get it, then I don't get it. Here's the other part, free to play Joe. Even if I did play all of them ahead of it, I probably still wouldn't get it. So it's like, what's the difference, man? I'm not paying that much attention. That's just kind of, especially with shooters, like all these boomer shooters and shit, like Doom and stuff. It's like, it's so implied, man. Just play the game. Just play the game.
But I guarantee you 100% certainty fact that they will have a thing in the beginning saying, here's what Samus's adventure was leading up to this point. Here are the key points.
Give you a little recap. Dying Light did that very well in the new one. They have a little prologue, kind of catches you up to speed. I feel like it's, if I'm going on a limb though, I feel like this game's going to start like Samus got a signal and goes somewhere she's never been before and like finds it's just chasing so and so. It's like it's going to be its own thing. So I think you'd be fine. Just get 4.
I think it's kind of like Zelda in that regard, where like you can just play any of them in any order.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Captain Awesome says, I was listening to the previous episode and thought, do you guys think we will ever get a new game or an update from the guys of sports / Golf Story? Golf Story was awesome. It's a shame if that's the end. You are more qualified to answer this, Donnie.
When the question came across, I thought to myself, he's right. I haven't heard from Sidebar in years. And that's true. So I went to their Reddit. No new posts or updates on that thing in 3 years. I went to their Twitter. No new updates or posts on that thing in 3 years. Like, I don't have any confirmation. I couldn't find any confirmation that the studio has closed. So by all accounts, they seem to be, I don't know, available. I don't know if they're working on something. There's no update that they're working on something, but like they haven't shut down.
Can I remind you though of the employee room that was hidden in Sports Story, where they were all talking about how horrible conditions it was and how it was a mess internally, and they hid that in there for people to find as like kind of a way to like bring attention to it. So I feel like a lot of those employees probably don't work there anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. They probably had a lot of, and that's what I'm thinking. They're probably down to a skeleton crew, probably trying to find money to make the next thing, or trying to figure out what they're going to go, or perhaps just defunct and just never actually officially, like sent out word or said that they've closed or something. But like we haven't heard from them at all in 2 to 3 years at least. So that's not, I don't think that's a great sign. You would think by now you would have got like a snippet or a clip or like, hey, we're working on something new, but you never know. Perhaps they show up at an indie direct or something, like, be on the lookout for, maybe they have a project. I don't know. I would like to think that Golf Story was so successful that they've got a chance to come back from Sports Story, but I don't know. That might be optimistic. Sports Story was terrible.
I know that was really a sad situation.
It really was.
I know how pumped, not just you, a lot of people were excited for it.
And Nintendo had to pitch into that or something, because like I'm still somewhat shocked all these years later that their Golf Story is still exclusive, I believe, to Nintendo. It's never been on another console or another platform. Like I've always wondered.
It wasn't on Steam either, was it?
Right? Yeah. I'm like, literally putting Golf Story on PlayStation and Steam would make a shit ton of money. Mm-hmm. They haven't even done that. Like I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. It's a weird. So it's a. I don't want to say weird. It's a unique situation.
Can I just pop in this question that XBS asked in chat, because I think it's a really good one.
Yeah.
We're kind of going back to what we were talking about with the Metroid games, whether you can play it in any order, whatever. Mm-hmm. He asks, is there any Nintendo game where you need to play it in a specific order for it to make sense? I proposed Golden Sun, but I've never played fully Golden Sun, and I definitely haven't played the sequel. I was just trying to Google. I couldn't really find anything. Like, I think you're better off if you have played certain games before the other, but is it mandatory? No.
Yeah, like a continued narrative or something. Yeah, Nintendo really doesn't do that. It's really not their thing. I'm sure there is an example. I just, I really can't think of one.
Wind Waker, even not Wind Waker. A lot of people played Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks without ever having played Wind Waker, and they were perfectly fine.
Yeah, I was going to say none of the Zeldas count for this. None of the Marios count for this. Like there are sequels to Mario's, but like you could totally play Galaxy 2 without playing Galaxy 1. Mm-hmm. I would almost recommend it. I think Galaxy 2 does everything Galaxy 1 does and more and better. So like
I don't think you need to play Ocarina before Wind Waker.
If anything, you would play Ocarina before Majora, but you don't even have to do that.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, like definitely not Wind Waker, but I could see the argument for Majora, but I know a lot of people that love Majora and hate Ocarina. And I'm the opposite. Love Ocarina and hate Majora's Mask. So, and yeah, you don't need to play them that way. There's got to be one. F me, man. Why can't I think of it? I was thinking Xenoblade, but like they have a loose connection, but I don't think you have to play those. Fire Emblems, you don't have to play that way.
You could make a really good argument for Tears of the Kingdom, but I think that like Delvin is proof that you don't need to.
I think a lot of people played Tears of the Kingdom without playing or finishing Breath of the Wild.
You think so?
I think a lot of people did, yeah. I've encountered a lot of people that just play Tears of the Kingdom. Like online. I've seen people that just play Tears of the Kingdom. Because they didn't have a Switch, like they didn't get Breath of the Wild when the Switch launched, they got one later.
Yeah, I think Nintendo's really good at making it so that you don't need to.
I think they go out of their way to do that.
Yeah. And
they've talked about it, like how they design games, like they first and foremost, they build around mechanics and what you're doing in the game, and they figure out the story later. I don't want to say it's not important, but it's least important to them, and they openly admit to it constantly.
And I think it's just good practice, even beyond Nintendo. It's good practice when you're putting out a sequel or a new game in a franchise that anybody can just jump right into it.
I think that's exactly what they want. They want all of their games to be evergreen.
Yeah. I don't know enough about Xenoblade. Is Xenoblade something where you need to can you play 2 before 1?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. You totally can.
Yeah.
Some of them are loosely connected, but they are all mostly the same.
Yeah.
Like they all kind of do their own thing. So yeah, I don't really have one. I don't know if there is one. Mm-hmm. Wii Chess. Before you play Wii Sports and Wii Play and what was the other one? Wii Party or Wii Karaoke and that whole thing.
You need to play Wii Fit before you play Wii Fit 2.
Pokemon Snap. Gotta play it before Snap 2.
Maybe you should play Snap 2 first so that you can actually enjoy it before you go to Snap 1.
Play Snap 1 first so you can not waste your time with 2.
That's wrong. That is wrong. Good question, XPS. Drew says...
Okay, I'm kind of cheating, but I may have an answer.
Tell me.
Bayonetta?
I don't know enough about that to know.
The story isn't that important, but it is a continued story.
So if you just jumped right into 2 or 3...
You might not know who the people are.
Okay.
Like the characters that they introduce. Like every game introduces new characters. If you jump right into Bayonetta 3 and you're like, who the fuck is that girl? Like, you can play it. You can get on. Like, you can figure it out because the story isn't ultimately that important. And Bayonetta's story as a whole is so fucking redonk from the start that, like, it really doesn't matter if you don't get it because it's just ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense anyway.
Right.
But
that's the closest, yeah.
I think that would be my best guess at a continued story where, like, if you had asked me, should I just play Bayonetta 3? I'd be like, no, you should. I would tell you start at 2 anyway because 2 is just better. But yeah, that would be the one where I'd be like, maybe you should try the other ones first.
Mm. Yeah, I feel like all games do a really good job. You know, they kind of have to. Like, I always tell people jump into Metroid Prime 2, not Metroid Prime 2. I'm sorry, back up. Mass Effect 2. You know, does it help to play the first one? Sure, but they have a whole section, you know, that catches you up with the story, even the decisions that you make where you don't need to. And I think Nintendo does a great job of that.
Yep.
Drew asks 3 things that you would improve on the Switch 2 right now. I still want themes.
Okay, themes is a good answer. I want Pro Style Joy-Con.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like where I would start. I'd like a Pro Style Joy-Con. That'd be nice. What's bothered you about your Switch? There's got to be something.
Battery life.
Yeah. I am mostly fine with the battery life.
I am too, but I would improve it if I could right now. I would do it.
Sure. I'm surprised with how much life I get out of like one single portable battery with the Switch. Mm-hmm. Like I have one single portable battery. I can play my Switch 2 for like 10 hours. Like it really is a low draw. Like it's pretty great. But I mean, of course I have that external battery. Without the battery, 2 or 3 hours. I think that's perfect for me. And it's about how much I play in a session. So I haven't really bothered too much about that one. I don't know.
The internal storage.
Yeah, that's a good one. More storage. They really should have put a terabyte in this thing. Like 256 is criminal. Or is it 512? I don't even remember because I have a terabyte card.
I really don't know.
I think it's 512.
I think it's
maybe.
Is it?
I don't remember.
I think it's 256.
I don't remember. I clearly don't remember. Because I popped in SD cards from the start. But the reason I did that is because I knew
it's 256.
Yeah, that's not enough. That's not enough. That's not enough at all. That is 2.5 Final Fantasy VIIs. that is not enough. So that's a good one. That's a very good one. OLED?
Yeah, I would do an OLED.
I don't hate the screen at all. I think the screen is fine, but obviously OLED would be better. I don't know if this is a thing, and this I probably wouldn't fix this anyway because it's not that big of a deal to me, but I've brought this up a couple times. Since launch, we have had like 5 people in our Discord come in and tell us that the Ethernet port in their dock stopped working. Mine has also done this. My Ethernet port in the dock stopped working, and I had to get
not great.
I had to get an adapter, and then use a USB port to plug in the thing because I'd rather do that than send the dock in. I'm not going to send the dock in, but I'm wondering if the heat, there's a fan in the dock. I'm wondering if the heat is burning out Ethernet ports, and I wonder if that's a widespread problem and if people just don't know because people don't plug in and they don't use it. But like I want to do a sample. Like I need like 1,000 people to report in whether or not the Ethernet port in their dock works.
I can be honest, I've never tried mine.
Yeah, I don't think most people have, but like I'm based on what we've seen in our Discord, I'm starting to wonder like, can I go out on a limb and be like, they're all broke, none of them work. Just nobody knows.
Possible, yeah. Yeah, that's not great.
Oh, I've got a good one. Here's one thing I would like. I was talking about this with Sean. I'm glad I remembered this. I've mostly gotten over the game key card thing. Like, I've mostly gotten over it. Here's the issue with the game key card that I think Nintendo, here's how I would like to see them address it. The problem with the game key card, beyond the fact if you just you want physical and hate them, so moving past that, the problem with the game key card is that it's a more inconvenient digital purchase. And I think that's a problem. Like, I think when you plug in a game key card into your Switch, I think that your Switch should read that license. You should be able to play that game for like 2 weeks without having to put that game key card back in. Like, in my head, if let's say I'm going on a trip or going to work or going on a plane trip or something, I should be able to load like 1, 2, 3 game key cards into my Switch and then take my Switch with me without the game key cards and still be able to play those games for like a period of time.
You can't?
No, you have to have the game key card in the Switch. So like, here's kind of what I'm laying down. Remember just a minute ago, you were like, I could loan you the game in my family plan.
Yeah.
I feel like one way to make the game key card a little bit better is if every time you inserted the game key card, if the system treated it as if the same rules as if the game was loaned to me. I've got 2 weeks to play this before I have to re-credential and re-prove to you that I have the game key card.
I'm going to be honest. I thought that's how it worked.
It does not. You have to have the card in it. So which means if you buy all these game key cards that Nintendo is selling you, that means if you want to play those games at all times, you have to carry them around with you. Now,
that's so messy.
Like, again, the end is that Nintendo's trying to get you to buy digital. So like, I think they're fine with this bit of friction, but everyone hates the game key card, and every time it's announced, everyone's like, oh my god, this would be maybe a way to like, let's try to throw a bone to the people buying the game key card, because ultimately it's helping your costs, it's helping your developers. Try to support it a little, try to make it,
I know,
it cool.
It's just so messy that I'm not even bothering to touch it. Like, I don't want to have to deal with all of that when digital is so much more convenient. And
that is the problem. They're
like,
worse than the digital purchase.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, that's kind of where my head is. I'm like, it'd be cool if they could do something to make the game key card a little bit, I don't know, more advantageous to have. Make it a little bit more appealing to buy. I think
maybe
they could.
if it wasn't the same price or,
something. Yeah.
Maybe you get a little manual with it like the olden days.
Oh, that's something. It would be nice if they offset the game key card price with something like that. But that would be up to publishers doing that themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, rewards. There was that rumor recently that, I don't know if you saw it. Like, I think it was Weedle. I don't remember who it was. I may even have that wrong. But there was a rumor recently that Switch 2 could be getting achievements and be tied to NSO. We've seen that rumor for years.
Lots. Since 2017.
But something like that I could see. You know, like if their rewards program came back. They still have all of their rewards stuff like in their UI. Do you still see that? I notice that every time I buy a game. Like they haven't pulled it out. Which makes me think they do have a plan for it. Like it's still there.
I didn't notice that. Check
out and stuff. It still references gold points. There's like a rewards tab. I'm like, so
interesting.
It's still here for some reason.
I think it's just because they're lazy and they've kind of forgotten to take it out.
They just turned it off. I love that because you're probably right. That's the simplest answer. I'm like, maybe they actually have a plan for this. You're like, no, they just don't give a shit.
But there's like hold on.
I think I've said this before, but if I would turn your idea into that, like themes, I would turn themes into rewards. Is what I would do.
I would like that, especially if it was like tied to games and like.
You know how they do like like the icons. Like you have these waves, you can get these icons and customize and everything.
You have to go play Fire Emblem in order to get the icons.
I would do that with themes, and I would make it. You have to subscribe to NSO, and then I would have themes like you could change your wallpaper, and you could collect them. They'd be game based. It could be achievement based.
It would be even cooler if it was like shown on my profile. Like if I could like go onto my friends list, and I'm friends with Donnie, and I can see that he has his
kind of like what they do
background.
With Mario Kart World. With like the stickers and the stuff, like if you could do a little personalization like that to like your little user profile, like maybe you get a little header or something, you'll change the wallpaper on the background. I would do that.
Like Steam backgrounds.
Yeah.
I would be all over that. I would spend so much money.
I mean, I would buy themes. I bought so many themes on 3DS. I would,
and I know some themes came with games.
I bought so many themes on PS4.
Yeah.
I must have given Sony like $60 in just themes.
And it's got to be easy for them to make them.
Oh, for sure.
Hacked Switches have backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah. And they could even do it to where, let's say you bought 10 themes. You could only load one theme at a time. Because they wouldn't be like that big in storage, right? It's like a wallpaper and some iconography. Yeah. So like you could only load one at a time. And you'd press it and it would load. You have to download and then you do it again. So you don't have to worry about space. So... yeah, I would do that. Oh, can we fix YouTube and Hulu and like apps again? None of that shit works. You remember they're like, YouTube, they're going to work on it. They're going to fix it. We haven't heard from them since.
Nothing.
Like 7 months later, we still don't have YouTube.
I feel like that's probably on their side and not Nintendo's
for sure.
Side.
I don't think, at this point, I don't even know if it's ever going to work.
No, I'm not counting on it.
Yeah, I don't think YouTube is paying attention to Switch. So
that was more than 3. Sorry, Drew.
Yeah, there's a list. Get to work, Nintendo.
Our last question comes from Kev. I love the idea of Street Fighter on the Switch 2. I have it on PS5, but I just love playing with a fight stick. Have any of you experienced the game playing with a fight stick? Wish the Switch 2 would get one. I have not.
My belief, Kev, is that if you plugged that fight stick into the Switch 2, it would work. The Switch 2 is USB compatible. I think most of, I know the Xbox accessibility controller works on Switch. So I would believe, let me Google. I bet if I
at least
Google
try it.
Fight stick on Switch 2, I bet this exists. There is an 8-bit-do retro arcade fight stick. And there are there are videos of people using them. Yeah, I'm watching a video. I'm watching somebody play with a fight stick right now.
Reddit says the 8-bit Pro stick works great. Had an easy update for Switch 2.
Yeah, I'm watching him do it. Yeah, this is a professional player. He's beating the shit out of somebody. I don't know what this game is, but it's not Street Fighter. What is this game?
That was literally the first time, and absolutely no issues. Now, on a pad,
I don't know what this game is. It's like Marvel vs. Capcom or something. But yeah, they're using a fight stick. So yeah, I would believe that those would work. I think any wired USB fight stick should plug. Oh, there's Switch fight sticks. Oh shit. I didn't even know that.
Like first party ones?
This is at Play Asia. I am looking at the Nintendo Switch Hori Fighting Stick Mini Street Fighter 2 Chun-Li Kami Edition.
Wow.
There is a Kami Edition fight stick.
Of course there is.
I love Street Fighter. It's my favorite game.
There you go, Kev. There's your answer.
I'm buying one of these today.
Oh my god. So I dare go see what this looks like.
It's not nearly that bad. I'm looking right now at the Ryu Ken one. It's red. It's actually pretty dope.
Where do you see this?
Street Fighter 2. Here's PC Mag. Here's one. I don't even know if these are good. So that's the Ryu and Ken. I was trying to find a better picture of the Kami one. Let me see if I can find a better picture.
Oh, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
I like
it does look
It kind of
cool.
gives like a very retro, like NES kind of look.
Yeah, it's not big. I can't blow up the Kami Chun-Li one. I can't make it bigger.
Too bad.
Damn it. trying to zoom in here. It's
they didn't let you zoom in by design.
Yeah, you can't really do a whole lot with it. But there's another one. There's the Chun-Li Cammy one's blue.
That is cool.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't even know that existed. And it's small too. It's little. It's a mini stick. It's like the size of the Switch.
There you go.
That's pretty rad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
I'm glad that there's options.
Razer has a Cammy one.
Oh God, don't go near that.
And it is exactly what you think it is. Razer knows exactly what they're doing.
Oh God. Well, that is it. That was our last question.
Fun show.
You're not getting Galaxy right away, you said?
I absolutely am. Pre-ordered.
Oh, you are. Yeah, okay.
I'm not getting the Amiibo right away. I want them dearly, but I can't bring myself to pay $50 for an Amiibo. So I'm gonna ask for those for Christmas. But no, I'm jazzed to Galaxy. Like physical copy, playing Galaxy 2 right away.
Great. I just saw that they showed what the cart looks like.
We were doing the golf in the Discord, and our chat informed me. I did not know this. I had expected Galaxy to be able to play like one Joy-Con in the left hand to move and jump, and mouse to do the cursor movement. I wanted to play mouse and Joy-Con. No. Apparently the mouse mode in Galaxy is only for player 2.
Oh, what?
So they can do it while you play the game. I was like, that blows. I was like legit excited.
Why would it be like that?
Yeah. So the mouse mode is only for the 2-player, like the co-op, which is cool. Like if you have a young kid or something, like, that's a real good co-op experience, but not at all what I was hoping for. So I guess I'll be playing like 3D All-Stars with the gyro and the Pro Controller, which I'm not... I mean, it was fine, but it just wasn't as... Especially, like, I'm worried with Galaxy 2, because Galaxy 2 with Yoshi and everything, I think that gets a little bit more involved. You need to be a bit more accurate with that sort of stuff. I thought that was a little bit of a bummer. But not a bummer to not play the game. It's one of the best Mario games ever made, so I will absolutely be there.
I'll be getting 2. I'll let you know.
Good stuff.
And I'll try Zelda notes on Breath of the Wild today.
Yes.
If I have questions about how to turn off the beeping, I'll let you know.
It's right there in the settings. Very easy.
Okay.
It's right there in the settings. It was the first thing I did. It's like, we can't do this.
Turning me off right away.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good week. You're going back to work.
Yeah.
No more video games ever again.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see you next time, Koopalings.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?